What's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about 5 of the most important BMX tricks that you should learn when you're just starting out. And it doesn't matter if you have a skate park or just street spots around, these tricks will apply to pretty much any kind of riding. And again, these are the 5 basic beginner tricks that you need to learn. So if you just got a bike, you're wondering, hey, what do I do next? I'm going to tell you in this video. So let's get right into it. Number 1 is obviously going to be the bunny hop. The bunny hop is the most important trick because whether you want to learn how to hop up a curb, do a double peg grind, a feeble grind, a hop bar spin, a 180, like you have to bunny hop. Bunny hops are super important because they build the foundation. So imagine you have a pyramid, at the bottom is your foundation, and then as you build that foundation, you can stack more tricks on top of it. The bunny hop is one of those tricks in the foundation, in that baseline, and you need to learn it so that you can learn other tricks. Otherwise, you're gonna have a really hard time getting better at BMX. We have lots of in-depth bunny hop videos here in this bike school channel, and I also put together a free training where I teach you 3 secrets that you need to understand before you even start progressing and before you start learning tricks. These are the 3 secrets that pros understand, and that's how they're able to learn anything. So if you want to check out that free training, the link to do that is in the description. But let's go on to trick number 2. Trick number 2 is going to be the manual. And to do a manual, you really just lean back, but it's not that simple. If you've tried a manual, you understand how hard it is to manual and how much goes into actually balancing the manual. It's not as simple as just leaning back, although that's what it looks like. To do a manual, to get better at manuals, you need to find a start point and work towards an end point. And as you hit that end point, move it farther and farther away. I do this with a parking lot. So I go to a parking lot, I start at one parking line, and I try and manual, say 3 parking spaces. And once I do that, I set it to 5, and then 7, and then 10. And you've got to work your way up from there. So when you understand the concepts of a manual and how a manual works, you're going to be able to break it down and you're going to be able to get better. This is one of the most popular tricks for our bike school members. A lot of members get into it and they want to learn how to manual farther. And so we break it down with them. We give them that hands-on coaching to teach them how to actually balance and control the manual so they can manual farther. Honestly, to manual and to get a long manual and manual as long as you want, you just need to understand the physics behind it. You need to understand what happens to the bike when you shift your hips back and what happens to the bike when you shift your hips forward. When you understand that with enough repetition, you're going to be able to pop into a manual and hold it as long as you want. Manuals are especially important to me because they teach you basics of bike control. They teach you how to balance the bike, they teach you how weight distribution works, and you can build into it to link tricks together. Let's say you want to do a feeble to a manual to a 180, a feeble to a manual to another feeble. For street riding, manuals are essential because they help you link together tricks and they just make your lines a lot less boring. So manuals are number 2. What do you think number 3 is? Now I know you weren't expecting number 3 because it's a tire tap, and not many people talk about tire taps, and typically tire taps are done in the skate park. You do a tire tap on a quarter and you drop back in. If you're really good, you can do a bar spin to tire tap, maybe a tail whip to tire tap, a tire tap to foot jam. There are a lot of things you can add on to this trick, and I just think it's a really good basic trick that beginner riders should understand. But what if you don't have a skate park? Tire taps are still important because when I learned 360s, I had to learn a tire tap 360 first. I could not get that full rotation around. I couldn't carve enough, I couldn't snap enough to get a full 360 hop, so I had to land a little bit under rotated, tire tap the rest of the way around. And so if you're just riding street, like learning how to tire tap this with a 180, with a 360, or just doing it on banks is still going to be important for you as you work up, because this is a good trick that a lot of tricks build off of, just like the bunny hop that we talked about earlier. Airing a quarter and jumping. I kind of put them together, though they are different motions. They're not the exact same trick, but they're very similar in how they help you become a better bike rider. Being able to air a quarter is hands down one of the most important things for skate park riding. Now look at this skate park here. If I couldn't air a quarter here, I would not have a very fun time. I wouldn't be able to link things together and it would just be a terrible experience. So learning how to air a quarter is going to help you flow a skate park and help you build park awareness. So make sure that you learn how to air a quarter. It's pretty simple. You go at it with enough speed, you roll up the quarter, you let the coping pop you turn your head, you do a 180. Nick goes really in depth in this video here, and he explains how you should air a quarter and what to do if you're not airing the quarter properly. And it's a super important thing to learn. But jumping goes hand in hand, because if you're not just riding a skate park, maybe you're riding dirt jumps, maybe you're jumping a gap in the street, you need to understand how to jump. And a lot of people think that jumping and bunny hops are the exact same, and they're actually not. The way that I would jump a box jump is quite a bit different than the way that I would do a bunny hop. And it all has to do with weight distribution and your timing. Again, we're not going in depth about how to do these tricks in the videos because there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of resources here on this channel that go into the specifics of it. But I just want to explain to you, if you can't jump or you can't air a quarter, learn those right now. Like I would stop watching the video right here and I would learn how to do that right now. I'd go search on the Bike School channel how to air a quarter, how to jump a box jump, and learn those things, because without those things, you cannot flow a skate park and you cannot learn good tricks. You need to have air time to learn tricks, and jumping a quarter, jumping fly out, jumping a box jump is gonna help you have that time so that you can learn the tricks and learn number 5, which is the bar spin. And I know you didn't expect the bar spin to be on here because these are beginner tricks, but I think the bar spin is something that everyone wants to learn anyway. When I started riding, I wanted to learn how to bunny hop up a curb, hop 360, and bar spin. And I tried bar spins for a very long time because I really didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know how the trick worked. I'd go up in the air, I'd just let go of my hands and like kind of throw the bar, but then it wouldn't work out, or I'd catch it with one hand and my other hand would be way over here. It took me a very long time to actually learn the bar spin and actually land my first bar spin. But it was something that I wanted to land since I started riding. And I think if you are serious about it and you really want to learn this trick and you're willing to put in the effort to learn this trick, you can definitely do it. It's not going to be impossible if this is one that you want to learn bad enough. If you want to learn it bad enough, you're going to put in the work, you're going to fully commit, and you're going to send it. But I want you to understand there are a few things you need to do before you start trying the bar spin. Make sure you can jump, or make sure that you can bunny hop. If you can't do those two things, you're not going to have any time in the air, you're not going to be able to bar spin. And then make sure you can comfortably take a hand off and put it back on. Just being able to take this hand off without looking and putting it back on means that you understand where your bars are and you just have good bike awareness. And if you can't do that, then throwing the bar and catching it where it's going to go is going to be impossible because you don't understand where the bars are, where your hand goes, and things like that. And so learning one-handers in different directions is going to help you figure out where the bars are and where the bars need to be. That was one of the biggest problems I had. Like I said, I'd throw it and then this hand would get lost trying to get back onto the bars. So learn bunny hops or jumps, and then learn one-handers before you're ready to get into the bar spin. Again, we have an in-depth bar spin video here on this channel and also in the Bike School training modules. But if you're not ready to progress to bar spins, or you're still trying to figure out how progression works, sign up for that free training video I put together. The link for that is in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next video.